Hello and welcome to the regular meeting of the Glendale Arts and Culture Commission on October 16th, 2025. Can we have roll call, please?
Roll call. Vice Chair Zadorian is absent. Commissioner Hay.
Here.
Commissioner Kasumian.
Here.
Commissioner Vidor.
Here.
Student Commissioner Atayan is absent, as well as Student Commissioner Kazorian and Chairperson Yank.
Here.
Agenda item 1, the agenda for the October 16th, 2025 regular meeting of the Glendale Arts and Culture Commission was posted on October 13th, 2025 on the bulletin board outside City Hall. Agenda item 2, consent items, minutes of the September 18th, 2025 regular Arts and Culture Commission meeting.
Okay, do we have any corrections or comments on the minutes? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the August meeting.
In a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, Commissioner Hay,
Yes.
Commissioner Kasumian,
Yes.
Commissioner Vidor,
Yes.
and Chairperson Yank.
Yes.
Agenda item 3, introductions and presentations, library arts and culture events presented by Loretta Lopez, Program Coordinator. Join us as we celebrate the history, traditions, accomplishments, and legacy of Filipinos in America. This month promotes understanding and appreciation of Filipino-American culture and heritage and their struggles for social justice. For booklets and resources, including how to learn how to speak Tagalog, please visit the link on the screen. Join us for eclectic live music on the Arts Lock Paseo. The Jewel City Concert Series is a free outdoor concert series taking place every Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. through October 25th. This Saturday, October 18th, enjoy a concert by Marsonia as he performs rock music. Visitors are welcome to bring a chair as seats are not provided. For more information, please visit the link on the screen. Glendale Library Arts and Culture invites you to join a series of virtual author talks in partnership with the Library Speakers Consortium. On Wednesday, October 22nd at 4 p.m., join us online and be one of the first to hear from Nobel Peace Prize laureate Malala Yousafzai about her astonishing memoir, Finding My Way. For more information, please visit the link on the screen. The application deadline for Student Commissioner for the Arts and Culture Commission has been extended. The position provides a unique opportunity to represent student voices in advocating for arts and culture in Glendale and to gain experience in local government. Applicants must be students under the age of 25 who live in Glendale and must be able to attend meetings on the third Thursday of the month from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for a one-year commitment beginning January 2026. The application deadline is Friday, October 31st at 5 p.m. For more information, please visit the link on the screen. Join the City of Glendale and Glendale Library Arts and Culture for the annual Dia de los Muertos festivities. Dia de los Muertos is a colorful celebration of life that reunites the living and the dead. The celebration will take place at the Glendale Central Library on November 1st from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Activities include face painting, Aztec dancers, bilingual story time, and more. For more information, please visit the link on the screen. Threshold Between Wilderness and Wonder by Candace and Pete Metzger is on view at the Adams Square Mini Park gas station. This immersive installation transforms the Adams Square Mini Park gas station into a living sanctuary that evolves from day to night. The work suggests humans are complex organisms within larger ecological networks. This installation is on view through November 14th. For more information, please visit the link on the screen. And lastly, Crossings is currently on view at Brand Library and Art Center through Saturday, January 3rd, 2026. Curated by Elizabeth Munson and Mr. Toledo, Crossings invites viewers to explore the collective narrative of artists navigating their American identities while honoring their ancestral roots. For more information, please visit the link on the screen.
Commissioners, I do also want to notate that as of 10:09, Student Commissioner Kazorian has joined us and is in attendance.
Okay, agenda item 4, oral communications. We do have one presenter.
Commissioners, we're excited to welcome Armen Karagoglanian from the Armenian Film Society, who's going to make public comment on the Armenian Film Festival.
Good morning.
Is the earthquake drill going to happen while I'm speaking? I'll try to keep it short so I could be out before then. Good morning to everyone. Thank you for having me. I'm just here to tell you guys a little bit about how our film festival went that the commission supported. So just a quick overview, we were at a couple of different venues this year, at the Alex Theater, at the Americana, and at Vertigo for our closing night gala. This is a list of some of our sponsors. We were very grateful that we had a lot of our sponsors from previous years come back and support us, including yourselves. And as you see, it's a diverse list of different types of businesses, film organizations, law firms, both based in Glendale, outside of Glendale. It's been really wonderful seeing the swell of support for this year. So our opening night was at the Alex Theater. The Alex Theater turned 100 years old on September 4th, so we were the last event of the century at the Alex Theater. And it was really wonderful, really lovely. There wasn't a single seat open. People really, I think, took this opportunity to not just watch a film that had not been shown in LA before. This was the LA premiere of a French film called Monsieur Aznavour, about the life of the legendary Armenian singer Charles Aznavour. But what was really special about this was that we had some of his family in attendance. We had Charles Aznavour's daughters, Seda and Katya, join us. One of his daughters flew in from France to be here. She's married to the film's producer, who was also in attendance, and he talked a little bit about making this film. I really think everybody there was really happy. We still get messages about the evening, and I think it's just the excitement around coming together as a community. It's not so much about what film we're watching. It's not so much about any of those specific things. It's about all of us really coming together to celebrate in the city of Glendale, which is what we've always really been proud of. So it was a very special night. These are the two daughters who surprised the audience. We hadn't announced that they would be in attendance, and so they came out before the film. One of his daughters, Seda, who's Charles Aznavour's oldest daughter, she had actually not seen the film, and so she watched it with all of us for the first time. And she's in the film as a Charles Aznavour's daughter is in the film as a character, and so she sort of saw herself and her family's story on the big screen. She had a very emotional experience afterwards, and the producer of the film, who's been traveling with this film at major festivals and all around the world afterwards, told us that this was probably the best premiere he's been to, and I think it was largely because the city embraced him. The community really embraced all of them, and they were really grateful to have them in attendance. We were at the Americana for the middle portion of our festival on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This is where we showed a lot of different feature films from around the world, lots of premieres. We had our shorts blocks, which are growing in popularity, because I think people have realized that this is where you get to discover new and emerging filmmakers. For the first time, we had a student filmmakers section in our festival. And a large part of that is because a lot of the submissions we got this year were from 18 to 22-year-olds. But one of the things that we want to do that we haven't really announced is next year we want to host a student film festival and really be able to support this next generation of filmmakers with the resources that we have. I was a student filmmaker at one point in my life, and I know how much student filmmakers are unfortunately looked down on sometimes and not given the right resources and opportunities. And so this was our way of, that screening for the student filmmakers was full, and it was really exciting. So we want to be able to really cultivate the next generation of storytellers in Glendale. Our marquee event was on the closing day of the festival. We were back at the Alex, again, not a single seat open. It was a conversation between Seb Ohanian, who grew up in Glendale, is a Hoover High alumni, and is the producing partner of Ryan Coogler. Ryan Coogler is the director of Black Panther and this year's Sinners, which is one of the biggest films in the year. They're in the conversation for awards, and they never do public talks like these. Ryan Coogler has never done a public talk before. He's only done private conversations. And they joined us at the Alex and had a really lovely 1-hour conversation talking about their career. Ryan Coogler talked in depth about visiting Glendale while Seb was living with his parents, And Ryan talked a lot about his time in Glendale and how appreciative he was for our community to come out and support them. You know, I'm a big film fan. This is an event that my wife Mary and I put on together just as fans because they're about to start their campaign trail for Oscar season. So this was sort of their first stop in kind of coming out and talking about their work. If you follow film and the Oscars, you'll be hearing their names a lot. They'll be nominated for all the top awards and likely winning some. And so this was a very important event for us because it wasn't just the Glendale community and the Armenian community that came to this. We had people flying in from all over the country to attend this. We had one of our longtime followers of the Armenian Film Society flying from New Jersey and be standing outside at the gates at 10 a.m. because she was so excited to get in. And the thing that I really loved most about this event was that after this was over, we had a lot of people say, we've been living in LA for all of our lives. We've never been to Glendale, or we've never spent this much time in Glendale. And they were very excited to be here. And many of them participated for some of our other events and spent some time in Glendale. And really, that's what our festival is about. Our festival, Glendale is such a big part of that identity. And so we were really proud of that. This is another beautiful shot of the theater. The energy in this room was amazing. This talk was filmed, and we plan on publishing it for those who weren't able to attend. But it's probably one of my favorite things we've done. This is the Glendale Arts and Culture Commission slide at one of our screenings. And then this is just a group shot we took, which, as you can see, the theater's full. Really, just one of my favorite things we've done. Our closing night gala, which was right after the talk between Sev and Ryan, was held at Vertigo. This year marked 10 years of Armenian Film Society. We don't give out awards at our festival. We purposely have made it non-competitive. But this year we wanted to celebrate our 10-year anniversary. We also wanted to start celebrating some filmmakers who have had really amazing, impactful years. And so we gave out special awards to select group of storytellers. So on the left, that's Sev Ohanian, who was participating in that talk. We welcomed into our newly established Hall of Fame, which is going to recognize just sort of the best and the greatest in Armenian film. In the middle, that's Madeline Sharafian. She is a director for Pixar. She's in her early 20s. She's already been nominated for an Oscar, and she made the Pixar film Elio this year. And she's an incredible storyteller, an incredible filmmaker, so we wanted to recognize the big year she's had. And then on the right is Garen Karagulyan, who was one of the stars of Anora, which won Best Picture this year at the Oscars, and really kind of put Armenians on the global stage this year, so we're really proud of him. So we recognized all three of them at the gala, and it was a really nice event where we had dinner, we had some really fantastic folks present these awards. Ryan Coogler presented Sev with his awards with an amazing speech. Catherine Serafian, VP at Pixar, presented Madeline Sharafian with her award. And Vacha Tovmasyan, a co-star from Anora, presented Garen Karagulyan with his award. Again, the event earlier in the day with the talk in this event had my head spinning afterwards because it was just so much love, I think, from our community, and some of our friends and longtime supporters were there. So it was really lovely to be a part of that. That's Mr. Ryan Coogler at our gala. One of the big highlights for me personally was Mayor Ara Najarian giving the key to the city to Sev Ohanian. This is something that I had asked about and never really thought if it would be possible, but it was. Sev has talked so much about growing up in Glendale, and he Glendale's a big part of his sort of upbringing and life. And he talks about it all the time. And so I thought, well, if we're honoring him at our gala on behalf of the Armenian Film Society, could we do something from the city as well? And so Ara Najarian presented him with the key to the city. It was a surprise. Sev didn't know about it. He was thrilled and excited, and as was everybody else. It was a really great moment, and he was very, very happy to receive it. And that's a picture with the key to the city. And lastly, I always like to kind of close out with a picture of our son, because our son has been a big part of the festival. He's attended every year. And I think also kind of just speaks to what we're building, which is, something for this city and the future and all the residents that are part of it. And I also just want to close out by saying that, we are so appreciative of the commission's support, not just this year, but years past, and that it really has made a real difference in what we're doing, and that I'm personally looking forward to building on that foundation and working together on hopefully a larger scale in the future. So thank you again for your support, and I look forward to the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any comments go around? Vice Chair Dorian's not here. Commissioner Hay, do you want to start?
Well, I was there during all the events, and I loved everything I saw. So congratulations and great job.
Thank you for coming.
Commissioner Kasumian?
I also was there for most of the events, and I was very happy to see all the excitement and all the efforts you both put in. It was amazing to see people from all over coming to Glendale, and so much excitement at the Alex Theater. Both events that I went to at the Alex, I felt like Alex came to life. There was this breath of fresh air that came in, and it was very beautiful to see, and I look forward to seeing what you guys have planned for the years to follow.
Thanks for coming.
Commissioner Vidor?
Congratulations. I've been reading in the paper about your facility, your new location, and I think that's really wonderful. And your organization and what you've done has really put us on the map as a cinema, a locus point, I guess, and worldwide. So it's really great, the work you're doing. The Aznavour event was fantastic. It always just gives me the chills when I'm in an old historic movie palace and it's packed and you get the reaction of 1,000 people at the same time to things. And it was a spectacular film, so it was really a special event to experience.
Thank you so much.
Commissioner Kasoria?
I just want to say congratulations, and the event looked really beautiful. I wanted to know the student film project that you want to do. How does that work? What are you doing to, start this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Thank you. So we haven't announced this yet. We haven't shared this with anybody just yet. And it's still a work in progress. First, I think we wanted to sort of see what the turnout and the feedback was from this year's festival. Some of the films that people kept talking about were the student films. People were really excited, and they weren't sort of complimentary because these were younger students with limited resources. They were arguably some of the best films that we had. And so now our plans are to, I think there's multiple facets to it. Number one is we want to be able to platform some of these films in a festival-like format, and it would be Glendale filmmakers first and foremost that we want to highlight. So really working with folks who are working and creating films in this city and being able to shine a spotlight on their work on the big screen and marrying that with our resources and folks in our network, and be able to have them feel like they have that support. And then the other part of it is that we're building out programs and initiatives for student filmmakers. So we did just get sort of our own office space in Glendale through the city, and we are starting to host master classes and workshops in there. We're hosting another workshop later this month where we're bringing in award-winning, accomplished filmmakers to come and talk to our participants. And so we're building out a whole sort of curriculum which would be providing opportunities and resources to everybody in the city, but a large emphasis on students. And we want them to sort of feel like they have this space that they can come and create and share ideas and network at a high level, because I think there's probably a lot of folks that do that with their friends and in schools, but we're building out our own sort of program. And we want to be able to provide them with cameras and equipments and tools in the space, and then also be able to have them share it on the big screen with an audience.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And from me, I just want to congratulate you. I mean, and having been on the commission for a few years that we've supported you, seeing how much it's grown and how strong the values have remained, but the program is always so thoughtful. And so seeing you grow it over time has been amazing to watch. I know how much hard work goes into pulling off something like this. So, congratulations. And I just want to say, I always really appreciate the report back, you coming back to the commission, letting us know how it goes. Not all of us are able to attend every event. So just really, really appreciate that too. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you all.
All right.
Agenda item 5, written communications, there are none. Agenda item 6, action items, A, creative crosswalks. Motion approving artist stipends for the design of creative crosswalks to be included as part of the North Glendale Avenue Multimodal Project in an amount not to exceed $20,000 from the Urban Art Fund.
Good morning, Commissioners. So we are excited to share that on September 12th, the Public Works Department reached out to our department regarding an opportunity for creative crosswalks as part of the North Glendale Avenue Multimodal Improvement Project. So on the screen are the proposed locations for the creative crosswalks, which are in very prominent locations off of Glendale Avenue. So this would be part of the multimodal project. Ideally, the commission would approve the stipends specifically for artists to design creative crosswalk designs for these locations. And we are anticipating that the Public Works Department will go to bid ideally in December, so we would shortly thereafter release a call for artists. So that is the report for you to review and approve.
Okay. Commissioner Hay, any thoughts? I'm just going to go down the line and see if anyone has comments or questions.
Longer comment.
Okay.
Yeah. So just about the entire idea of crosswalks. So when we speak about the art in Glendale, we often think of galleries, performances, and public installations. Yet art is not confined to buildings and concert halls. Art lives in the very street we walk on. So, and that is exactly what our creative crosswalks represent: a blending of civic function and creative expression, where safety meets beauty and everyday movement becomes an act of engagement with art. Creative crosswalks turn ordinary intersections into moments of inspiration. They transform what was once a simple crossing into a reflection of our city's identity, colorful, diverse, and forward-thinking. Every design tells a story, or of neighborhoods, of history, of our collective imagination. When residents and visitors walk through these crosswalks, we don't just see color, they feel connection. They see that Glendale values creativity as an integral part of daily life. But beyond the aesthetic value, these projects have a very practical impact. Studies have shown that artistically designed crosswalks slow down traffic, increase pedestrian visibility, and promote a greater sense of place and safety. They invite drivers to pay attention not only to the road, but to the people who share it. They also encourage more walking, community pride, and social interaction, all of which strengthen the fabric of our neighborhoods. What makes Glendale's approach special is that our creative crosswalks are community-based. Local artists, residents, and city departments collaborate to design intersections that truly belong to their neighborhoods, like the vibrant Where We Meet installation at Adams Square or the colorful San Fernando Road murals celebrating our city's rich heritage and natural beauty. So as a commissioner, I believe such projects embody the very mission of our Arts and Culture Commission, to bring art out of isolation and into the heart of civic life. Art should not be something people visit once a month. It should be something they live with every day when they walk their children to school, cross the street to their favorite cafe, or drive home through our neighborhoods. So let us continue supporting and expanding the Creative Crosswalk initiative, not only as a beautification effort, but as a statement that in Glendale, creativity is infrastructure. It is part of how we build connection, foster safety, and shape identity. So by painting our streets with imagination, we remind everyone that this city doesn't just move, but it inspires movement. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Hay. That was beautiful. Commissioner Kasumian.
Thank you for the comments. I 100% agree with everything that you said, and I look forward to seeing what kind of art will be submitted for these crosswalks.
Commissioner Vidor.
Now, maybe we should transcribe that and
No.
put it on the website, because there are actually not that many as there used to be, but there are people who look askance at this because I don't know why, but you know, I think everything you said is exactly right, and even the Public Works Department, which was a little concerned about it at first because of the, you know, traffic impacts, was skeptical, but they've come around, and so we need to do as much PR as we can on this, and I'm certainly for it. I have a question. I would love, out of curiosity to, not curiosity, but, you know, just part of our role here, to look at the call as it's going to go out. I feel as though it would be wonderful if we would revisit our calls every once in a while, because I've noticed sometimes our art can get, this is particularly true, I think, with the utility boxes mostly, that we can get kind of stuck in a thematic zone, and we should make sure that we're being as broad as possible in the type and the subject matter, that, you know, abstraction versus figurative, and I also have a question. So if we can do that, that would be great at some point. I don't know if we need a motion for that or an agenda item request, or.
This is a separate comment. So I appreciate your comment specifically regarding the release of the call for artists. It's the department's purview, but we're of course always open to the commission's feedback. So that's we can talk about that at a separate time, but this is not totally related to this comment.
Before the call goes out, if we haven't revisited the call language for something, you know, a particular type of art, crosswalk, utility box, whatever, that we would look at it periodically, and it would be nice to look at the crosswalk one, because I don't know if I've ever seen, I can't remember when we last did it, but it would be nice to look at it and say, you know, are we being specific and, you know, addressing what the city would want to see, but also keeping very open-minded about the type of art that we put on our crosswalks.
But yeah, like I said, we can talk about that as a separate discussion.
Okay.
But normally it is at the purview of the department to release the call for artists, but of course we take all comments and feedback from the commission into consideration.
Yeah,
when we're releasing the call for
I
artists.
don't want to start writing them. I appreciate the amount of work that goes into doing these calls, so I have no criticism of the call either. You know, it's fine. I'm just really curious about what these calls say and how they present us, so it's more of just a look at it. It's not a, you know, red line strikeout situation.
Yeah, absolutely. We
Okay.
always take the commission's feedback into consideration.
And I'm also curious about, you know, at the beginning of this program, there were some rules in place in the world of transit related to the use of certain colors, and I wondered if that's evolved at all, or are we still kind of married to the earth tones, or how's that looking?
I'm pretty sure it has evolved since then, especially given the San Fernando rehabilitation project. But we can definitely circle back with Public Works, but I think they've become more open to the variety of colors for this opportunity.
Good to know. Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Kasorian?
I have no comments.
And yeah, for me, I'm fully behind this. I think you've got a good start to your press release with Commissioner Hayes' comments. I think it's a really wonderful way of framing, you know, art being part of our everyday lives. And the other thing was, yeah, just similar to Arlene's comment, just making sure that we're really clear with Public Works about what the restrictions are going to be, because I'm being part of previous crosswalk projects, that was a hurdle at times, you know, to sort of artists submitting colors that were not approved and so on and so forth. But hopefully we have that very locked in for this one.
I was gonna
yeah,
add
go ahead.
a small comment. When this project is done, to showcase, you know, that there's new art being put out there, what are we doing for that? You know, what I was thinking was maybe like local businesses that are next to it can maybe, you know, somehow showcase it or talk about it, or, you know, put some flyers up or something like that to promote kind of the new art that's being put out
So
there.
people can maybe, you know, shut down and
Interact with it, walk on it, or
Do
like
an
take a
Abbey Road
picture.
thing,
Yeah,
you know?
something like that. I thought that would be a really cool idea.
Yeah, I
Good
think
idea.
I think that's a fantastic comment. I know this is a public works project, so normally they take the lead in regard to press releases and announcing the project. And the San Fernando Road project has gotten a lot of publicity and awards specifically for the creative crosswalk. So we can definitely take that into consideration and work with promoting the crosswalks more prominently.
Great, perfect.
Great. All right. Well, I think we're ready to take a motion. If somebody would like to make that.
I move that we approve $20,000 for artist stipends for creative crosswalks in the North Glendale Avenue multimodal project. Is that good enough? Okay.
Can I get a second?
I'll second it.
Okay.
Roll call, Commissioner Hay,
Yes.
Commissioner Kasumian,
Yes.
Commissioner Vidor,
Yes.
and Chairperson Yank.
Yes.
Agenda item 7, discussion items. A, 2028 Olympic Games, Arts and Culture Strategic Vision.
Commissioners, the 2028 Olympics Committee has been very active in developing a strategic vision specifically for the 2028 Olympic Games, which is included in your agenda packet, and we're going to pull it up. Please, commissioners who are on that committee, join and jump in as we go through this. But first, if you can go to the next page. Oh, no, one more. The committee has established this specific vision in regard to the arts and culture strategic vision for the Olympic Games in Glendale, which is the City of Glendale welcomes visitors from around the world to engage and enjoy in the artistic and cultural landscape of the Jewel City as part of the 2028 Olympic Games, which I think is very clear and ambitious. You can go to the next slide. So the committee has established 6 specific recommendations regarding the purview of the Arts and Culture Commission, which is arts and culture programming within the city. The first recommendation is to launch an arts and culture grant program specifically focused on highlighting and enunciating the 2028 Olympic Games. The second is to work with a marketing consultant to amplify the brand of Glendale as an arts and culture destination in Southern California. The third is per City Council's recommendation and approval is to establish a citywide 2028 Olympic Games task force, which would include many departments and stakeholders that would participate as far as the city's vision for the Olympics and participation in that. The fourth is having the Arts and Culture Commission specifically be the central liaison for all arts and culture related events within the city. That would include, we already have our arts and culture website, and so organizations would be invited to add their events to our website, and also we can further amplify the activities that are happening within the city that are arts and culture related. The fifth is to continue to execute our cultural landmark artworks that are included as Exhibit 2 on the page, which we're making very good headway, especially in 2026 and moving forward on our cultural landmarks initiatives. And the last is to engage individual artists and arts organizations and performers in Glendale to lead specific programming, such as with the Poet Laureate, and partnering with organizations to host arts and culture programs. But I really want to invite the committee to provide their feedback on these thoughts as well.
You want to go first?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, we're very excited with what we are hoping to achieve with the committee. First and foremost, we are looking to bring in some excitement with the members of our community and possibly inspire future Olympians that will be born in Glendale and represent us internationally. And we had several ideas of what we can do. And you want to jump in, Arlene, and tell us what we talked about?
Sure. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out to my former colleague, Caroline Tufenkian, who was the original co-member of the committee. We initially drafted something, and then now we have 2 more very valuable people on the committee who've replaced Caroline, and it's going to be a lot of fun to involve the community in this. On number 2, thank you for summarizing that. On number 2, I know we talked in the committee about the branding of, some of the cities like West Hollywood and others have named themselves, and we're very limited into what we can say. We can't use the word Olympics, and there's all kinds of rules and restrictions. So are we planning to kick this thing off with some kind of branding thing, or will that be left to our publicity arm to do that?
I think that's a great suggestion for the citywide task force. I think it's great to get feedback from other stakeholders in regard to how they want to brand it, Glendale specifically, and then we can potentially talk about options that the Olympics Committee has for branding.
Okay. And then the second comment is just on, we have an Exhibit 1 on this, which is our first attempt to make a list of cultural organizations in Glendale, be they part of the city or private. And there are a few that need to be added in. You know, we've had all kinds of lists circulating, and so we are adding the Armenian Film Society, Glendale Arts, which also includes the Glendale Film Festival activity, Sisters Place, which is Inessa's art location, which we're all looking forward to seeing, and the Alex Film Society as well. And there may be others, and of course we want some input if we've missed any. I'm sure we've missed some. I mean, this will be a work in progress list that isn't going to ever be finalized, but we do have a pretty big comprehensive list of what we thought were the major cultural organizations in Glendale. And then,
GUSD as well.
Pardon?
Also.
yeah, certainly the school systems will be involved in this, and how they fold into the arts and culture purview is a little bit vague to me right now. Is there any comment you want to make about that, or?
No, I think
No,
it's
it's
still a
good.
matter of the citywide task force, and they can be invited, of course,
Yes, they
for
will
city council's
definitely
approval.
be part of the citywide task force. And then, of course, the second amendment is, or addendum rather, is the list of projects that are either pending because they've been approved and they're in the works, or they are aspirational. There are a couple of projects listed on our list of iconic public art projects that haven't even come to fruition yet as official projects, but we're always, I think, interested in, as we get closer to this, revisiting what other aspirations we might have for public art locations, especially in the central part of Glendale, but others as well. So thank you all for being on the committee. It's great.
I did want to thank you for your comments. I did want to mention that we also included Glendale Community College to be added, Downtown Glendale Business Association, Home Minutemen, and then I also wanted to invite Commissioner Kazorian to comment as well.
Yeah, so some interesting new things. I don't know if you guys have heard about the Skyline Pitch that just opened up on top of the Glendale Galleria parking lot. So there's like a soccer pitch there, and I know I'm friends with one of the partners there, and she said that there is a big mural wall that they don't know what to do with it, and since she knows that I'm part of the city, she kind of gave us the opportunity to, you know, take the rails and do what we want with it, and I think that would be a great opportunity for the, you know, Olympics, trying to mix the arts and culture and do something pretty cool up there. And then that can be a way of showcasing how, you know, we're involved with the sports for the 2020 Olympics. So I think that would be a really cool idea. I mean, obviously there's a lot of details to be ironed out and, you know, but I think that would be a really cool, you know, idea for the future.
That was a great idea, and I wasn't sure, that's a permanent structure or a temporary?
So for what I know right now, they have the lease for 6 months, but they're shooting for, you know, staying open for longer. Yeah.
Great. Commissioner Hay, did you want to make any comments or thoughts? Go ahead.
Okay, so as we look toward the horizon of 2028, we stand on threshold of a historic moment, the return of the Olympic Games to Los Angeles. This event will not only bring the world to our region, it will spotlight the creativity, diversity, and spirit that define Southern California, and Glendale has an extraordinary opportunity to shine as a cultural destination within the global celebration. Our vision as the Glendale Arts and Culture Commission should be both ambitious and authentic. The Olympics are not only about athletic excellence, they are about humanity coming together, nations meeting through the shared language and effort, inspiration and artistry. In that sense, art and culture are not just side events, they are the soul of the Games. Glendale, with its vibrant multicultural community and rich artistic heritage, can serve as a type of a bridge city connecting local identity with global visibility. Our strategic goal should be to position Glendale as a city of creative welcome, where visitors, athletes, and residents alike can experience the heartbeat of Southern California through public art, music, and cultural storytelling. I want and I would love to see themed public art installations across key city corridors celebrating unity and diversity, community murals, and creative crosswalks inspired by the Olympic values of friendship, respect, and excellence, concerts, exhibitions, and performances showcasing the talent of Glendale's own artists and cultural organizations. Collaborative programs with schools, museums, and local businesses engaging youth, families, and visitors in cultural exchange, and a Glendale Cultural Passport initiative guiding guests through our galleries, theaters, and historic districts, turning every corner of our city into a stage of discovery. It's a strategic investment in identity, tourism, and civic pride when millions arrive for the Olympics. They won't just see our infrastructure, they will feel our culture. They will see how Glendale celebrates diversity not as a slogan, but as a lived experience, visible in our art, in our food, our language, and our shared spaces. The Arts and Culture Commission has a vital role to play to envision, coordinate, and ignite collaborations across city departments, nonprofits, and community groups. Our aim should be unified Glendale Cultural Plan for 2028, one that aligns with sustainability, accessibility, and inclusion, while embodying the artistic excellence for which our city is already known. Let 2028 be remembered not only as the year of games came to Los Angeles, but the year Glendale stood tall as a city of cultural and inspiration. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I agree. We have an important role to play in this effort. One thing that our department does not have is staff capacity. One thing that we do have is funding. So I think that it's going to be really important for us to be incredibly strategic in how we frame, like you said, a cultural plan for the Olympics, but the work being carried out by our many partner organizations across the city, right? And with their own networks and artists, local artists. So I think this number one focus on a grant program and having a great plan and values attached to that in terms of sustainability, in terms of the kind of cultural framework that we would like to see, that feels like of prime importance to me in terms of establishing the kind of activities that we would want to see across the city. There's no way that we will be able to make those happen. We need all of these organizations to make those happen, right? So yeah, and I think our role is like many of these points say, is really around creating that frame and creating that umbrella, creating the marketing, making sure that we have a really great, a great way that people can access all of the wealth of these cultural events. So, big props to the committee, for coming up with this great plan. I think it's a really good start to where we need to go in the next few years. So, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Your comment is very well taken. That, I think, is something that we on the committee, we talked about a lot in a very energetic, lively way, that, it's so exciting. There's so much potential, but we have to focus. We have to use our money wisely. And you just, expressed the challenge of this very, very well. So we will keep that under our belts as we go forward.
One thing I also just wanted to, just to the capacity issue, if there is some possibility to get approval to have another staff member for you all to be like the Olympic Arts liaison or the grant programs manager, I think that would be really important to consider, because this is going to be a lot of work layered on top of just the normal work that you're already doing. So that's a strong recommendation I would have. I'm not sure exactly what all of the hoops are to jump through for that, but that feels like that would be an important person to put in place soon.
So how our budget process works for staffing is when we prepare the next fiscal year's budget, we put forward any full-time or part-time positions and hourly that we would like the city manager to consider for inclusion in the next fiscal year's budget. So ultimate decision-making comes from there, but we can definitely put forward a proposal for one.
Yeah, I think this would be a good way to to propose that for a really important citywide event, and and having somebody who can start working on working on a grants program, working on getting together some of these task forces, talking to some of the potential partner organizations, that would be an amazing asset to have.
Yeah, and I think for some of us who are actively involved in some of these organizations, which I am with two of them, we can not only do our commission role, but we can also, where we see fit, lend a hand to work with the organizations, because we all have connections into different aspects of the city. So,
The Olympics is all about setting people's differences aside, countries' differences aside, and coming together as one human form. And I think that creating this task force is going to be very similar to what it's all about. And I hope this becomes a huge organization and a way we can make a big impact this coming time in the Olympics.
Any other final comments? Okay, thank you all.
so what, I'm just, sorry. I'm not trying to prolong the discussion too much, but what's the next step? So we have some amendments and addendums, and then what happens with this thing after today?
So I will definitely make sure to add the organizations and make the amendments. The next step would send this to the city manager's office, and then the city manager would determine and work with city council in regard to if and when this proposal is reviewed by city council.
I also have a question. And how long will the creating of this task force take? Will they have to be connected individually, or?
That is at the purview of the city council
Okay.
in regard to how fast and how quickly they want to move forward.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody.
Agenda item 7B, 2025 to 2026 work plan progress updates.
Commissioners, we just have a few updates. I think we had mentioned this before, but we're very excited to have a temporary art exhibit, Threshold Between Wilderness and Wonder by Candace and Pete Metzger at the Adams Square Mini Park gas station. That is on display through November 14th. The Jewel City Concert Series is still ongoing, so highly recommend if you're able to attend. There's only 2 more concerts left. Saturday, October 18th with Marzonia, and Saturday, October 25th with Maria de la Vega and the Wayward Five. Ms. Lopez had already mentioned the Dia de los Muertos event on November 1st from 4 to 7 at the Central Library, so highly recommend if you're able to attend. Those are the updates for the progress report.
Can I make a comment about the Metzger exhibit? We had an unusually well-attended and lovely reception in Adams Square for the Metzgers, and they brought, not only did Adams Hill show up, but they brought a whole big audience because they have quite a following, and their work is so exquisitely appropriate for that space. It's really one of the best site-specific things that's ever been in the gas station, and they also brought other things, art things that they've worked on and set them out on the table, and it was just a really beautiful event, and when it was over, we cleaned up and went away, and there was still a huge crowd there, and it just went on for who knows how long. So it was very, very exciting, and thank you to the Metzgers.
Wonderful. Right.
Okay, agenda item 8, commission and staff comments.
Okay. If you have any non-agenda item comments, Commissioner Hay, do you have anything? No? Commissioner Kasumian?
No.
Commissioner Vidor?
Thank you all for everything.
Commissioner Kazorian?
No, I think everything was said.
Right, great. And I don't have any comments either. So anything from staff?
I actually have 2 comments that were not included on the agenda.
Go for it.
One of them is a very exciting update that happened on October 13th, which was Monday after the agenda was published. I wasn't able to add it. But great news for muralists. Senate Bill 456, which exempts muralists from having to acquire a California state contractor's license, was approved by Governor Newsom, which is fantastic, and it was chaptered into law by the Secretary of State onto Chapter 758 statutes of 2025, which is wonderful news. It's going to be enacted into law as of January 1st of 2026. So we'll be working with the city attorney's office to reinvigorate our mural ordinance process in the next couple months. But that's great news for muralists in California. The other thing I wanted to mention is that we are excited to share that we have a public arts intern. I know some of you met her yesterday, but Maxine Salamont, who's going to be joining us through a wonderful grant program with the LA County Arts Department of Arts and Culture. She will be with us through February of 2026, and she's working Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So she won't be here on Thursdays, but she's fantastic and has been wonderful to work with. So those are our 2 exciting updates.
It's pretty exciting. Thank you.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, I think we can go to item 9, adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
We
Make a
just-
motion to
Just
adjourn.
want to keep, we want to keep going.
All right.
Second.
Okay, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.